Here we go. Episode 63 of Two Season a Pod. We are remote learning. CJ's mad at me. We'll get into it. But we did it. We're here.
You shouldn't
And we're
say
queer, so
mad, just
get you it.
disappointed.
Disappointed.
Even
Whatever.
worse.
It's fine. We made it work. We're still reviewing.
Yeah. Little.
There we go. Oh yeah, we're drinking Guinness this
What
week.
the fuck
because
was that? Did you
CJ
hear that noise?
That's the ball in there. Don't sip it yet. Are you pouring it?
Not yet. Should I?
Okay.
I got a little
Are you gonna
fucking
pour it into a glass? You can let it
pre-ejaculation.
chill.
Yeah. No, I got a glass.
All right, dump her in there. Just be aggressive with it. It'll settle, and it won't really overflow.
Not a lot of bubble, eh? Whole thing?
Nope. Whole thing. Don't be
I thought it said fucking a little bit, and
it settles because those draft cans, that ball that's in there, it like stirs it up. So when you pour it, you can see it settling down like it's.
you can't even see that in the actual video.
Yeah, you can.
No, not in the. Just a little, yeah. Just so that we were a little bigger.
Anyway,
Yeah,
we're reviewing
recording,
Guinness this week because CJ has never drank Guinness in his entire life, which
yell at
should be
me.
against the law.
Don't yell at me. Yo, I also brought a trusty backup just in case.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I bought 4 of these, so
Oh, fuck.
I'm working out of town, so I'm.
So
spry.
how long you let this bad boy sit for?
When would you say you poured that? A minute ago?
Yeah, literally.
Does it look like it stopped like layering, like it's all settled?
Nah, it's probably got a couple more seconds.
Yeah, if it doesn't fully settled. Like mine looks like this. Just I don't know how good that looks. But to me, it looks delicious.
Oh shit, man!
This
I was
is
trying
exciting. This is exciting podcast material right now.
Yeah, honestly, I was trying to get the other fucking setup going, and I cannot wait for both my Macs to die, so that I can just switch to PC. Because
You're going hard. You're going hard on the Windows.
I'm so over Apple and Macs. It's so stupid. It's overpriced.
What is it? What about it fucks with you? Like is the user interface or
no user interface is like the best. So like the actual fuck, right? yeah, it's the best. But when it comes to like apps and shit, so what I'm doing right now is exactly what I was trying to do on the Mac, but the Mac doesn't pick up my audio. It picks up my audio, but not yours. And I have to do this fucking crazy runaround on how to do or capture your audio. And it's like, fuck this. Like I'd be like a fucking rocket scientist to figure it out. And it's like, eat shit. Okay, I think we're good.
You ready to get into it?
I think we're good.
Cheers, buddy.
Cheers, man.
Free ad for Wimpy's.
I don't hate it. It's a little weird for me that there's not a lot of like carbonation.
Quite different, eh?
Yeah. I noticed that while I was pouring it out. I'm like, wow, there's like, I'm not going to foam this over.
No, it's a stout, right? So she settles.
Do you have a pen and paper?
Then?
Do you have a pen and paper?
I got it all ready to go.
Yeah?
Yeah,
okay.
I can track it. Yep. I'm dying to know what your first impression of Guinness is.
7.7.
It's pretty good.
7.7.
Guinness is like make or break for people.
Yeah. Yeah. I would order it, but like maybe 2.
Yeah.
Off the first sip.
Well, keep cracking into it. My version is
outrageous. A 12.
Yeah. It's 11 out of 10. 8.6. It's exactly what I was expecting. I've had Guinness. I've drank it many times.
For as dark it is as it is, I thought the flavors would be more bold.
It's pretty understated. Like it's not
Yeah.
as
It's
strong as you would expect.
yeah, not what I thought it was gonna be for
The
sure.
thing I think Guinness has like built up this weird mythical idea in people's minds. Or like you were saying to me last week, like people told you it's like drinking a milkshake.
Like,
It's like all these fucking things, but it's
it's
not that. It's not those
like,
things.
it's thicker. Like, it's definitely
I
thicker than
think yeah,
a fucking soul,
slightly, yeah,
you know? But, like,
yeah.
it's nothing crazy. I also think because of how dark it is, people also think that it's gonna be, like, crazy in flavor, like, way too powerful. Because I've had other dark beers. They are god awful.
Yeah, I think people get a little out of their fucking minds with dark beers.
Yeah.
Like, you don't need to go that hard on them. Like,
No.
this is about as close as like to a lager for like smoothness wise as you're gonna get on a dark beer.
Yeah.
It's
There's,
so
like,
smooth.
I'm actually a little mind boggled because it's not harsh on flavor and there's no like weird aftertaste. Like I've had other dark beers and it's like you just keep tasting it.
This has an aftertaste that actually like adds the flavor of the beer
Yeah,
in
I
a good
don't
way.
even get much of an aftertaste at all, really.
Yeah, there's a little bit of one. It's like a that Guinness flavor. There's a little something I get at the back.
Yeah, not bad. What what else is on that list?
Smell, flavor, finish, smoothness.
It smells like it tastes. Not very what's the word? Um
I think that's been your
not
answer for like the
not very
last
aggressive.
2 smells like it tastes.
Well, it does. Like how many beers have we had?
Yeah.
Only 3.
It's a
Like
third, I think, right?
yeah, we did Soul, Lost, and now Guinness.
What do you wanna
Actually,
round out the month with?
from the smell, you'd think it had like I would think it had a little more flavor, like flavor to it. Like it'd be a little more bold than what it actually is.
So, the way it smells is sort of the aftertaste I get on the finish.
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
That's like but it's not strong.
No,
It's, like, pretty subtle, but
yeah,
that's what I get on the finish.
yeah.
But my did you give a score? I'm gonna go,
Ooh.
like, 7.5 on the smell because it's just, like, fine,
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. I'll match you there. It's like it's
Okay.
whatever. 7.5.
Beer sucks for fucking smelling, you know what I mean? Because most of the time, beer doesn't really smell like fucking anything.
No, sometimes beer fucking smells like skunk.
Yeah, and that's
Like,
just gone
even if
skunk.
yeah, but sometimes they like I find Moosehead sometimes has that like a small hint, even like fucking fresh. It's got a small smell to it. And it's like,
You might be right about Moosehead. I always thought that it was because of they also have a clear bottle or a green
a
bottle,
green bottle, yeah.
which will let you get skunked as well.
Yeah, that is I think it's a close tie for which one will go skunkiest, fastest between Corona and Moosehead.
I kinda think that Moosehead might. I it's
You might be
Moosehead is
right.
like honestly, for Corona, I don't find the percentages that high as far as, like, skunk to not skunk. Like, it's high. It's higher than
Yeah,
you want it to be. You know what I
yeah,
mean? But I can't remember I fucking cracked a bottle of Moosehead and it wasn't skunk. Like, Moosehead, I would say is 90% of the time,
yeah.
a fuck beer is skunk. Where, like, Corona's high, but it's probably, like, 50 or 60% of the time.
Yeah, you purposely left it somewhere, or it's been in the
Sure.
fridge for a little too long.
Or you just buy, like, a open six-pack, which is just in the air, sucking
Yeah,
up all the juices.
yeah. I think you might be surprised with
You
my
think
flavor.
alright, go on. Hit me with it.
Had a fucking mouthful. I'm going 8.4 on the flavor. I don't like it. It's not very heavy.
It's pretty unique. No, it's not.
Like, I really
I
thought
think
it
you
was
can
gonna be
change up
heavier.
your. This beer is like perfectly designed. This is why like they made something perfect in the 1700s, and they're like, we're good. We're never fucking changing it.
Yeah.
I think like the
Yeah,
flavor's
definitely.
good, not heavy. It doesn't fucking bloat the shit out of you like fucking carbonated beer do.
I was worried. I ate a shit ton. I had butter chicken and a shit ton of rice. I even had a piece of bread because we ate all the naan bread when we actually made the butter chicken. Like, it was
I
leftovers.
I ate half a dozen tacos before this, so I am also
Fuck
full,
yeah.
but I feel great.
Fuck yeah. Where'd you get tacos from?
I made them.
Oh.
I'm staying in Airbnb for work,
Oh, I thought maybe
so
you
I
picked them.
I just
Oh,
like
I
grabbed
guess
some
you
groceries.
went up there last night, right?
No, I actually came up this morning
Okay.
because I'm staying tonight and tomorrow night, or was supposed to. But we just got a work order after work today saying stop all work immediately across the country for the company we're working with. For they are
Jesus.
a they are a massive telecommunication company in Canada. Let's say.
Okay.
Um, and they occasionally do embargoes throughout their buildings, which is like no work's allowed to be done. So like that usually happens around Christmas time, around
Okay.
elections, other like sort of important events like iPhone launching is a big one. They always shut down for a couple weeks because of that. Like just don't want to
Really?
drop network. You don't want to. Yeah, it's like shit you
Wow.
don't even think
Okay.
about. So right, so these buildings they supply Canada all of their internet, their hard lines, their five, everything, right? And they're throughout, they're all over,
Yeah.
and they're unassuming. Like there's one in every town, and so like they'll do these embargoes, which are quite common. We're like, okay, we know we're not allowed to work here, whatever. But this is the first one. I've been working with them for 10 years, and this is the first one where it's like an email goes out and it's nationwide, not building specific, and it's like all work ceases and like on hold and make safe. That's it. And it's
Wow.
because there's heavy flooding and rain in BC. Something that's going on across the fucking country, and they've halted. Like, this is a major fucking company. So I wonder if they're like super concerned that their network's going to get really far. They can't risk any interruptions, right?
Yeah.
Pretty crazy.
That's fucked. I didn't know
Yeah,
that.
BC was on fire all summer, and now it's
Now
like
they're
there's
flooding.
thousands of people getting evacuated. Now they're overflowing. Now they're like Noah's Ark.
Where was all the water when they had the fires? Fuck,
Yeah,
man.
it's always a way. Feast or famine out there.
That's crazy. Is
So
it
anyway,
just in BC?
I'm gonna
Like,
drink my. Yeah, as far as I know,
oh,
I don't even know BC.
should text Paul.
I was.
Paul, I hope you're okay.
I don't have no phone. He's living off the land.
I
Probably
forget
riding a humpback whale.
I forget what town he was in. He's in like some fucking like there's like 1,000 people in the town. Like he's in some small town now.
Pretty. BC and Alberta are pretty known for their small towns because, like, it doesn't take very long to get outside of the cities, and you're
No.
in a massive province, and the population's like a couple of million people.
Yeah.
Like a third of the population of Canada is just in Ontario.
Mhm.
And like from the GTA outwards, like it's hard to like find little 1,000 person town. You know what I mean? You have to like go and look for them.
Yeah.
Whereas out west, it's like as soon as you get outside the main city, that's fucking it. So every town's a fucking 1,000 person till the next fucking 1,000 person town.
Oh man. All right, what do we
You know what
got
I mean?
left here? Finish and smoothness?
I got to do flavor.
Okay.
Flavor. My flavor is an 8.9. So unique, I think.
Do you?
Not offensive, easy to drink. Pardon?
Oh, no. Keep going, keep going.
Uh, yeah, easy to drink. A super unique flavor. not heavy, like CJ said. Like it's pretty damn fucking perfect, I think.
Yeah.
So 8.9 for me.
I honestly thought it was gonna be a heavier beer. So I find cream is it or is it cream or Kilkenny that it's a little heavier.
I find I find cream more heavy.
Okay, so that's probably the one I'm thinking of.
Yeah, Kilkenny is or Kilkenny is not far off of Guinness, like in style and like setup. Like it's a stout, it's pretty flavorful.
Yeah.
It's very, very similar. Just um I'd say it's like thinner than Guinness. I'd be like the other than that, they're pretty fucking close. I think.
Yeah. I don't know what is in Guinness, but whatever it is, I feel like it's in every dark beer. And I don't know what that ingredient is.
Let's see if we can find it.
Finish is going to be 8.8 for me. Good.
That's pretty high.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think it's
Well
well deserved.
Yeah, no, I'm saying it's high, like higher than I was expecting. I'm like pretty much right there with you. I was gonna
Yeah,
go 8.8 as well. So, um, I just wanted to hear you talk about it because I know why I like it, but
I like. Well, I was a little worried that it wasn't so like there was like little to no carbonation in it, but I kind of like it. Also helps with not being bloated, but that like flavor after you've drank it or whatever only enhances the beer, and it doesn't stick around long, so it's nice. I don't know how
I
else
completely
to.
agree. Yeah, I think that's it. That was my reasoning. Like I was saying on the smell is what it tastes, but it's you get more of that flavor on the way down as
Yeah,
opposed to the initial sip.
yeah.
And like it doesn't hang around all night and fucking
Fuck
burn you
up.
out. It's like
Yeah, fuck you up.
the
It does look like a root beer float though. I got like this
it does that
little
at the aftermath.
like I
Yeah.
got this little foam and it's like I had a root beer float.
I'm gonna grab one more and then we'll finish up.
Yeah, go ahead.
Fridge right here.
I should have grabbed another glass. Pop this bad boy open.
The
Little ASMR for you from Chris.
the flavors are pretty standard as far as beer goes.
Yeah.
Barley, hops, yeast, and water. I don't know how the fuck to make it so dark. I feel like that requires a little bit more reading than I'm prepared to do right now, to be honest with you. It
Oh
appears to
shit.
be pretty basic ingredients, and the reasoning I would say that is because what the fuck did they have available to them in Ireland in the 1700s when they
Yeah.
first started making this? You know what I mean? Like there was probably only 4 ingredients, and it's probably all that's fucking in this thing now.
Literally. That's funny.
The one thing I was gonna say though, and I don't know if because you've now had a full pint, if you would agree. I find I get more bloated if I'm sitting in a bar drinking pints of a typical like carbonated lager.
Yep.
Like after like 3 or 4, my stomach's like fucked.
Yeah, I
I've
could see that.
stood in a bar and drank fucking Guinness all night, and I don't find I get that experience. I feel like it's like just a heavier feeling, but it's not like doesn't bloat you, doesn't fucking doesn't sit the same way
Yeah, I think the heaviness would be from the ice cream they put in it.
to get that float effect.
Yeah. No, I could see that. I'd have to have a night where I drink more than just one. But
My reasoning, yeah, go ahead, sir.
But I think it's due to that it's not very carbonated, so that fucking air doesn't fucking fill you up and shit.
It's got to be. It's got to be
Has
some
to.
sort of witchcraft. Irish leprechauns or
It's
something.
also only 4.2%. I thought it was higher.
Super easy.
Yeah.
That's why you can drink them all day. This is, I told you, this is perfectly designed beer.
It really is.
As their slogan goes, no beer comes near. And it's pretty hard to deny
Okay.
that for a slogan.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I liked
the reason I brought up
Go
go ahead.
ahead. It has nothing
The
to do
reason I
with
brought up okay. That's fine. Sidetrack's good. The reason I brought up the drinkability as far as like 3 or 4 pints versus like 3 or 4 pints of Canadian is because my smoothness is going to be high because for beer it's like drinkability. How many can you drink in a day? All that stuff.
Yeah.
From experience, from my degenerate Irish drinking, I know I can drink this all day, and I know what's fine. Fine beans, but fine bean is in like you don't feel shitty in your stomach, but fine is not fine as in like you've been drinking these all day and you can get fucked up. But
Yeah.
that said, I'm gonna go 9.4 for smoothness and
Okay.
drinkability. They're basically all in one.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna have to mimic you, and just for the reasons you said, because if you do compare it to like even a Soul or the Lost Craft that we had last week, you get pretty bloated off those quick. And again, and I think it's due to the carbonation. I could probably drink Guinness a lot longer than right now that I think I could.
I love it. I'm glad that I got you on the Guinness train.
I wouldn't know about train, but yeah, you might
It's
see
a
me
train.
bring a
Everyone
few.
I think in March we should go out to a drink Guinness all day.
I'm in.
Just to do a proper test run. You know what I mean?
I'm in.
See how it works. See if it holds up to our criteria. All right. Results are in.
The results are in. Give it to us.
Oh, for fuck's sake. No, they're not. No, they're not.
What'd you do? Forget a number?
Well, I can give you yours. CJ, yours are in.
Okay.
I'll tell you yours and you can talk about it. 8.4 for CJ.
Okay. I've again, first time having it. I think it puts it right where I thought it would be. Well, no, sorry. Not where I thought it would be. A lot higher than I thought it would be. I honestly thought I was going to fucking hate it. I'm not going to lie. I thought this was going to be a low ass fucking rating. Also, it didn't help that I had a big bowl of buttered chicken and and a slice of fresh Italian bread before doing the podcast.
It doesn't necessarily the beer review.
Oh shit!
I was an 8.6.
Wow, I wasn't that far off.
No, I would say that we were basically we were identical on the scores. Yeah. The only one that you were a bit lower on the Virgin, and that's understandable because it's your first time on this shit. So, other than that, we were within like decimal points other.
Yeah,
I'm glad you like it though.
Oh yeah, it's something I'll drink again.
Gonna, I was nervous to be a low.
So did I.
A low one,
to be honest.
Because Guinness is hit and miss, but the two people that I've shown Guinness to, the first one my wife, and the second one you, both gone extremely well. But I do know people that won't drink this, and I think most of them haven't really tried Guinness. If you know what I mean?
Yeah, I remember.
You're away from it.
I remember the first time you ordered a Guinness in a bar, and I was with you. I think we were going to Bare Naked Ladies. It was me, you. Was it just Follett?
Yeah, there's 3 of us.
Wow, I thought there was a 4th. Anyways, you ordered a Guinness. I was like, this man is out of his mind. and you fucking slammed
I should
it.
have said
I'm
try
like,
it.
okay, man.
Bro, do
Yeah,
you, bro?
fucking psychopath, man.
They're gonna go down from now on.
So
It's like
we,
you can't help but not take a swig of it because it's not carbonated, so it doesn't
yeah,
like knock you back. You know what I mean?
yeah.
It's not like jarring, especially if it's cold. Like you just like get an entire mouthful. Pints go down like 4 sips.
Oh man. We went to Cache for Audrey's birthday after we had dinner and went for some drinks.
It was closed for a long time.
Was it? Oh,
Is it new owner?
I don't know, but I feel like it's on. It's going might be going down a little bit. So we didn't have
Okay,
any
I'm pretty
food.
sure that that place got closed during the pandemic.
Every place did
No, I mean like I don't think it reopened
when they could have.
unless it's under new management. Yeah, I think they
Okay.
just might like someone might have bought it because it was only closed when bars were open and
Oh
allowed to be
shit.
open. And the best part about Cache is they have that big patio, right?
Massive.
So when and it's in a good location. So when people were able to go to patios and stuff, I was on Main Street drinking and everything was open for Cache and it didn't make any fucking sense.
Yeah.
And
That's
they'd like
weird.
and their sign was like, I bet they reopened
Eat
under a different
shit.
all that.
We're
It's been
closed.
heading yeah, it's been trending the wrong direction the last few years, so.
Yeah, so because we went, and I think the first time Audrey ever went, they were a martini bar, and they had like a list of 50 martinis that you could have ordered, and we went there 7, and now thankfully we
That's
had
actually
a
more than I thought you were gonna say there was, like, 1, and the guy didn't even know what to make it.
thankfully we had a awesome waitress slash bartender. She made us all our drinks, and but Audrey's like, can you make a white freezy? Because that was one they had on the list. Made her a white freezy, and they I think they drank every other one that was on the list. Um, but yeah, I think they're on the way down. I don't know if the food still is good. I remember the food being really good. Going there for like a late lunch. They had like a French dip and that. Whew, that sandwich.
They had this yeah, they their French dip and they had this, I think it was their Reuben or something like that,
Okay.
but however the fuck they did it, it was, like, baked and grilled or some shit. It's honestly one of the best sandwiches I've ever eaten anywhere,
Yeah.
the way that they did it there. So I hope that they didn't fuck up their food, but I'm not exactly optimistic these days. Restaurants are fucking in dire right now.
Yeah. She came
Like,
by.
they can't get any workers and shit, so,
Oh,
like, you're stuck with it's like the line cooks aren't that good, then your line cooks aren't that good, like, you're fucked
yeah.
because there's no
I
demand.
still find it so weird that like retail is so bad with getting employees back. And it's like they can still get fucking money? Like things are open.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Yeah, and they extended it to the end of the year.
That's so fucked.
Yeah, like, restaurants, retail, anything that's, like, in that ballpark is fucked.
Yeah.
So, Joya's new restaurant for people wondering what the fuck we're talking about, there's this strip in, Newmarket called Main Street, and it's got, like, all these nice bars and restaurants. It's a good little spot, like, Newmarket did a great job to, like, clean up their old downtown, and they made it a place to be.
Yeah.
So, there's this restaurant called Joya, which was in Aurora forever and still is, and it's, like, fine dining. I was there a couple months ago, and they only had the patio open. This is when you could sit in and out, so it was fully open, and I'm like, "Why is the patio only open?" And she's like, she didn't have enough staff to actually staff the entire restaurant. And the inside is small, like, it's not that big. And
That's
she was the general
so
manager
crazy.
who really shouldn't be bussing tables,
And she's
and she's
busting
like, "The only
tables.
people I can hire," and she's like, she was one of 2 servers for this massive patio, and she had like a 15-year-old that was like running food and picking up dishes.
Wow.
And
That's
she said it's been
crazy.
like that since everyone's been able to come back to work. She's like, you can't get people off serve.
That's so crazy, man.
Well, a couple like I think a month ago, there was in the American numbers because I know them. There was 10 million unemployed Americans, and there was 10 million vacant jobs in America. So, the first time in a very long time, like literally every person that was unemployed, if they wanted to get a
If they
job,
wanted work, they
there was
could
a
get
job
it.
for every person. Yeah.
Wow.
And I'm assuming that those numbers are pretty much parallel to most places in the Western Hemisphere.
Yeah,
That'd be my
you'd
guess
think.
because everyone pretty
At
much took
least
the exact same
close
strategy.
enough.
Everyone locked down. Yeah. You know,
Yeah.
fucking ballpark for sure. But
It to me it's just like I don't know, I just shake my head because like man, haven't you been doing nothing for a year? Like, aren't you bored already?
no,
Like,
people are not bored. People are fucking ready to go.
fuck.
People are enjoying it.
I
Also, COVID,
guess.
like, so fucking. I know. I like. Listen, I totally agree with what you're saying. Like, at a certain point, but that's if the government put in all these fucking things that allowed people to stay home, and then every fucking province has been reopened for months, they should have fucking dialed back the handouts accordingly. And instead, then they give them an extra like 3 or 4 months. Like, you didn't
Yeah.
need to do that. Like, you just like give it an extra month and be like, okay, everyone's open now. You don't need to fucking serve for another 3 4 months.
Yeah.
And now the part is because the restaurants are still like there's no way any of them have fucking recovered from being out for 18 months. And now they can't even get proper staff. They can't get good staff. So like the food could be shit, the service is bad. So when people are going out to restaurant and stuff, their first experience at a decent place might be shitty because the food took forever to come out, or the waitress wasn't that good because she's inexperienced. Like
Yeah.
all these things are contributing to one another too.
So we went to the keg for Audrey's dinner, like birthday dinner. Dude, one of the best dinners I've had in a while. It was so good. Rib steak, nice 20-ounce bone-in steak, some garlic mashed, little veg. Dude. Oh, and to go off of what you were saying, like being understaffed, they were not understaffed. So I don't know if there's other incentives to be at the keg.
It's just smaller places. It's just smaller places like the
Like I
the more independent.
yeah, I think the keg's got a pretty sweet setup for all their staff.
They make a lot of good they make good money there. Like if you're a server
Yeah,
or bartender on any night at the keg because it's always busy, just in tips,
but even bus
you're living
boys were
good.
there.
So,
Like there was even a like enough bus boys to fucking clean off tables. Like they didn't have the waiters or anybody else coming to clean up tables. Like they were fucking staffed, and it was jammed.
nice.
Yeah, like when we left, it was like, yo, can you assholes like just part the sea for a couple seconds so we can leave?
Oh yeah, that door is ridiculous with people lined up there.
Yeah, but people are also
It's insane.
dickheads. It's like, yo, you see us leaving, like step
So people
aside
don't
a
want to
little bit.
move. No, because they think someone's gonna jump in front of them in their
Fuck,
line.
man.
I went there in September. Okay, I hadn't been there in like a year plus, and I was there for 4 hours.
So
We were
you're
just
the reason why they put a fucking time restraint on it.
no, they had it in place. They had it in place.
You were there
But
for
we were
4 hours.
we were there for 4 hours. Here's the thing. Here's the thing. If you're spending money
Oh, they don't
and you're
care.
like and you're not a dick, they're like, why would I kick you out? Like
Yeah,
I'm just
you're still
making more
spending
in
money.
tips.
I think that time restraint is only there so like you get dessert, maybe like a coffee or something. And then you just sit there. It's like no. You gotta go.
That's when they fire you out. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But no, if you start your meal with like cocktails and you get wine and cocktails and wine and appetizers and shit, they're like, all right, you're good. Yeah, and you still even get the grace period to like hang around for an hour after you're done eating because your bill's there. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, we went. That was before um, the vax passes, so we went out and enjoyed it,
Yeah,
and we were there for 4 fucking hours.
yeah. I will say I do like the Aurora keg. I like the bar and patio area the most. But I haven't had any bad experience there.
It's like, um, it's one of the most consistent chain restaurants, or maybe the most consistent in Canada, anyways.
Yeah,
I find
same.
like you can go into any of them, and that's the whole idea. Is like, oh, like we're in a new town. Where are we going tonight? Oh, let's go to the keg. We know it's always good.
Yeah,
You know, you don't take a flyer on like some fucking random ass restaurant,
sometimes you
which is
do.
like sometimes you definitely do, but it's more for like the business people, I think.
Yeah,
Like people that travel a lot, do a lot of business meetings, fly into a town, meet people. Like I'm sure a lot of that takes place at the keg because people don't generally want to fuck around. You know what I mean?
yeah, I hear you. Do you know what?
Did they
Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
did they kick just to wrap this up? Did they kick you guys out at your 90 minutes, or
No, so
they were
like,
pretty lenient?
nah, we were there for uh like an hour 20 or something like that, and we had
Like
dessert.
whatever you want to be there. You were guys didn't feel rushed or anything.
No, and we had like we Audrey made reservations at Cache because like you could, and so we're like, I'm like just make them, then we have a spot. Whether they're busy as fuck, at least we have a spot. I don't know if we need to,
Sure.
but I don't think we really needed to, but we did anyways. We made it for 8. Like we went for dinner at 5:20 because the next dinner slot that we could make at the keg was like 6:40. Like we want to go
That's
out
cutting it
drink.
tight.
Yeah, we want to go out
Yeah.
drinking. So let's go. We'll go early. Fuck it. So went for dinner, and Audrey's cousin, and her boyfriend and another one of our friends came down, and we all went out, and they were gonna get here around 7:30. So we're like, perfect. We're leaving like 6:45. We get back. We can relax for a little bit, let dinner settle, and then put our drinking pants on and hit the town.
Talk about getting bloated. There's nothing like after the fucking keg meal, like just
Dude,
fuck.
I was worried,
Like it can be
but
crippling.
it
can be
can.
crippling.
It can. So I had a
Yeah.
cocktail at dinner. They had like a midnight Manhattan. It was made with Lot 40, and now we need to try it because it was
What's Lot
phenomenal.
40?
Rye, like Canadian whiskey.
Rye?
Yeah.
Cool.
Really good. It was a really good Manhattan. But like there's nothing crazy in a Manhattan. It's like an orange
Bitter.
peel and some bitters.
Orange peel in
And
the bourbon or rye.
yeah, and then they throw a cherry in there on a stick.
And now they call it midnight because it's got a cherry in it.
Actually, I think they call it midnight because I think the rye is dark. Because like it was a pretty dark Manhattan.
I'm interested in this now. We should try this.
Me too. I'm gonna try to find it. Anyway, so I had a cocktail at dinner. I was like, I'll just have one. Audrey had some weird Moscow mule thing. She said it was fantastic. We ate too much, but we had like 40 minutes before everybody got here to go out and party. And it was like the perfect amount of time. We get to Cache. I'm like, I'll get a whiskey. Dude, they had like 2 whiskeys. And I had to fucking like hunt it down. I finally saw the bottle of Jameson's. I'll get a double Jameson's on the rocks. And then for like 10 minutes, she's going through a little iPad thing that like clocks it all into the system. She goes, I can't find it. I go, top left.
And it's on the Bar?
Literally on the bar, top shelf
right
on
there.
the left.
Just grab it.
I'm like, it's right there. Just say it's the house whiskey.
Yeah.
Like, it's nothing crazy. Like, fuck, man. But yeah, I drank whiskey
What
all
was
night.
another one?
Oh fuck. They had Maker's Mark. Maybe they had 3. Maker's Mark. Can't think. There was another one, and it was weird. They didn't put like all 3 together. It was like, here's one, here's the other, and then here's the last one.
So like if you just were like randomly scanning, you wouldn't even necessarily
there was
notice
like
that one's one or
there was no order to it. Like put your whiskeys together, put all your other shit together. Like, fuck. Make it easy for me. I was even trying to find it on the list. They didn't even like list like what whiskeys or rum or whatever that they carried.
That's a fucking mistake. Like that's a sign of a poorly run restaurant. Like list all the shit that you have available to people.
Yeah. So if I want a rum and coke and I want good rum, I'm gonna ask for it. Otherwise, I'm just gonna be like, give me a rum and coke. Give me a fucking bottom of the barrel. Yeah.
Yeah. Did you guys carry on all night? Did you have a martini?
Okay. I tried Audrey's. I didn't. I've had a martini before, like a classic martini.
Yeah.
They're not my favorite. I was telling
not your style.
No, I was telling my buddy, I'm like, I'd ask for a martini with like 30 olives, and it'd just be an appetizer. Just eating olives. Like, I don't know. Like, they're drinking like fancy martinis. Like, they had like a peach martini, a fucking a green apple martini, the white freezy martini. She made like some crazy one for them.
Sound good.
Yo, the green apple one, fantastic.
Yeah,
that shit tastes like candy. Audrey was hungover, needless to say. She goes,
it tasted so good.
Yeah, she's like, I think it was all the sugar. I'm like, yeah.
No shit.
Yeah, no, martinis are not my thing. Give me a glass of whiskey, and I finished the night with a beer before we left.
Beer is good to like just like get a quick one for the road.
Yeah, it was easy.
Like, throw one in no matter what.
I had
a beer at some point.
I had
at the start and end.
I had 3 double Jamesons, and then everybody's like, "Oh, we're getting ready to leave." She came over to me at one point. She's like, "Did I make that okay?" Hey, I did make a joke previously. I'm like, she's like, "Oh, how are your drinks?" I'm like, "Oh, mine's perfect. You did a great job on it. Literally just ice and whiskey." I don't think she got my joke too well. And then, so like, I guess I had like
pretty solid dad joke. I'll give you that.
Yeah, thanks. So I guess I had left my drink kind of just sitting there for a little bit because I was chit chatting, and she came over and she's like, "Is your drink okay?" I'm like, "Yeah, why?" And she goes, "Oh, I was just asking." And I guess because I hadn't really taken a sip in a while. And I slammed it. I'm like, "I'll have a beer."
Beer, please, because if I slam another one of those,
oh, you're gonna have to walk me out. Too. You're gonna have to call the cops that were just here to escort me home.
Police made an appearance.
Oh my god! There's this old lady at the bar, and there was 2 other women there as well, and they were all kind of like chit chatting together. I'm guessing the one lady was there by herself, and the other 2 were there together. So like they became friends for the night or whatever, and one lady, they were dancing together and all this shit. And then the 2 left. Like the one that stayed, mid 60s to late 60s, I would say. Anyways,
was she someone that you could tell goes hard in the paint per se?
She wasn't really feeling any pain.
Yeah. All right.
Anyway, so
I get a sense for the type of people that we're talking about here.
So the two that were there, like together, left. And it was just this other lady at the bar. She was finishing her drinks, I guess, and just chilling for a bit. Couldn't find her phone. Fucking, I lost my phone. Have you seen it? Like, I was seeing the bartender. She goes, I actually don't know, but I'm guessing she said that the other ladies stole it. So the waitress, like, they called the police. The police are literally around the corner. So they come strolling in. I'm like, oh, fuck. I didn't do it. I swear. I just got here. And the fucking cops literally show up. And then the lady's going through her purse. And she goes, oh, there it is. Found it. It's like, are you fucked? The cop, the lady cop just fucking shakes her head. And is like, all right, have a good night.
That was my first response, like, after listening to you say that was like, if you didn't even tell me where it was, I'm like, even if like she never found it, right? Like, she's drunk. She probably fucking dropped it somewhere or put it somewhere that she didn't fucking realize, and now it's lost.
Yep.
You know, it doesn't mean that someone that you were just with fucking stole it.
Maybe you put it in your purse.
Yeah, you fucking dolt. It's funny you mentioned that because a couple weeks ago when I was working up in this town again, and I said I was at this this brewery up here called Trestle.
Yeah.
What I forgot to mention is that we were sitting there, and we were like there for like 5-10 minutes, and the one of the servers comes through. He's like, there's a bunch of us sitting outside, and one of the servers comes through, and she's like, did anybody find a phone sitting around or like lost? And everyone's kind of looking around like, no, nothing here. And I'm sitting and I can see the parking lot, and I see this woman, and she's like pacing back and forth, and she's got another phone in her hand, and like I can tell like this is the one that like lost the phone. But when the server was like done asking someone, like asking all of us if we'd seen the phone, she kind of turned to another server and she's like, yeah, she said that she said she saw a patron take it. So this woman's pacing the parking lot and she's talking with her husband, and they have a fucking baby. Like a baby, I'm going to guess probably around the same age as my son, which is 6 months old. It's a fucking baby. Like that's the important thing right now. Like,
yeah,
fucking find my iPhone's not that big a deal. So like I didn't think much of it. I just hear like pacing back and forth, and I was just like making comments to my wife, and I was like, I'm like, this lady like won't give it up. She's like fucking calling this thing every 2 minutes. She's like walking around. She asked like 2 other people that were sitting outside, like, hey, did you guys see a phone or anything? Like, even though everyone had already been asked, like she's just not letting it go.
Yeah.
Did the fucking cops not show up? She called the fucking police. So this is the fucking second time I've heard of someone doing this in like 3 weeks, 4 weeks. The fucking cops show up, and the guy's like standing there talking with her, and he goes inside, and he's in there for a long time. Like he's getting fucking reports and shit. And so we were there probably an hour and 50 minutes. We had some meals and we had some drinks. She was looking for that phone when we got there, and she was still looking for that phone when we left. And she had a fucking infant ass baby that she was just like, this iPhone's more important to find this fucking thing. And her husband's just like pushing the stroller around. I'm thinking about it, like, what in the fuck? Like, relax. What the fuck are we doing?
I thought you were gonna say she found it was in her car.
Probably. But the thing,
she probably didn't even bring her phone.
She probably didn't even bring her phone. Like, this is the thing that we were saying too, is like, you have a young child. Your brain is fucking elsewhere pretty much at 99% of the time. The fact that you even made it to a restaurant is
good for you.
Like, congratulations. And you probably fucking thought you had your phone, didn't, like you said, and now it's fucking gone.
Yeah. Fell down in the dark abyss in between the glove, the middle console and the chair.
It's probably in the fucking baby's bag. Like probably in the fucking diaper bag somewhere.
Yeah.
Like you were probably changing a diaper, threw your phone in there, and it got fucking shuffled around.
Yeah.
Like
you forget about it.
In a diaper bag is difficult because there's more shit in there that aren't diapers than there are fucking diapers. So when you're looking for something in there, like you'll pass it like 5 times. Like it's not in here. It's not fucking.
We fucking forgot it.
Someone in this restaurant stole my phone. It's not in my fucking diaper bag.
And they took the fucking baby powder.
Oh my god. I think it's time for that fucking asteroid to come down and fucking do a little reset.
No, we just need that moon to get closer.
Oh yeah, climate change.
Yeah, mate. Hey, is that what's happening in fucking BC? Moon's just close and just pulling all the water.
Yeah, I don't know if it moves clouds, but it does something. Yeah,
shit.
we might have peaked as a civilization when people are calling the police on other people for phones that they literally just misplaced. Like I know it sucks. It's expensive. Like you have a lot of shit on there that you probably think is important.
Can be replaced.
It's not that big a deal. And everything's backed up on the cloud. Like it's never been easier to fucking lose a phone.
Oh, dude.
Like what a great fucking invention, the cloud. Like just you can just throw your fucking phone in the Grand Canyon and then get a new one an hour
later.
Easy
backup.
And it's like you never lost it.
Yeah. All your contacts, all your photos. Crazy.
Everything. Yeah. You can have you can probably upload the video of you throwing your phone into the Grand Canyon.
And get it back.
And be like, look at this, like, mate, it's like
this is crazy.
Throwing my phone, but it's right here. It's on the same phone. Look,
it's in my hand.
Look at this phone.
This is fine. Meanwhile, there's millions of pieces of an iPhone down on the bottom.
I would bet it would be in millions of pieces too. That thing would survive that fucking.
That shit's dust by the time it hits the bottom.
It actually burns up because it's long fall. It just generates so much heat. It's like a fucking rocket coming through the atmosphere. It's like a vomit.
Yo, do you know when NHL players go for their COVID test? Like how early before a game? Because they get tested every game, right?
I'm not sure of how often, but I would say that they're getting tested like minimum 4 to 5 times.
Yeah, okay.
Depending on where they play as well.
Okay. Yeah, no, I just
because a bunch of players have gotten COVID and shit, right?
Yeah, Crosby gets back from his fucking wrist surgery or whatever the hell he has. It literally plays one game
on a COVID list.
Doesn't do good his first game back. Then gets put on COVID protocol because he gets COVID. And he's out for another 2 weeks. Then he comes back. Now, thankfully, usually we're using, I think it's Yahoo Fantasy or whatever. And usually it's like your player plays at 6:30. You get a notification at 6:20. Oh, they're in the lineup. Like, well, fuck, couldn't give me a few extra minutes here?
That seems a little tight.
Yeah, dude. There's times and it's like,
coaches usually have like a media availability after the morning skate. Oh no, he's not playing tonight. Like who's playing.
Yeah, dude. There's so many times, and it's like you have a guy on your bench because he's out, not 5 minutes, 10 minutes before the game, healthy in the lineup.
Perfect.
It's like,
does that give you enough time to rearrange them into your lineup, or are you fucked?
No. Like if I catch the notification that they're healthy and it's 10 minutes before they go off, as long as I have another slot available, like both, let's say it's a center. So if I have 2 other centers that are playing that night, as long as they haven't started their games or finished, I can move that player. Like I can switch.
Okay, got you.
But yeah,
you have to also catch the notification.
Well, that's just it. Sometimes I'm not fucking. Sometimes my phone's not even on me, and I don't look at it till 7:00. Game's free and in the second period, and fucking buddy's playing. Are you shitting me? But no, I was on my way to hockey yesterday, and I guess it was like 3:45, and thankfully, it's like, oh, Crosby's healthy in the lineup. I'm like, fuck, thank God. Like, I don't get off the ice till 5:30. I'm probably not looking at my phone till 6:30. Like, fuck, man. I think I lost you. Lost you there for a second. Back.
No, you're good. I glitched it for a sec, but I heard you.
All right.
Provided you can hear me.
I can hear you now. You fucking froze.
Well, I was always sitting here like this, watching you talk. So I was being very attentive. So it might have looked like it was frozen too.
No.
It did glitch out a bit while you were talking.
No, you set your beer down, and it was like, you know when you like kind of pull away, you like froze like halfway from the pull away.
Yeah, that's just how I stand though. Look.
Oh shit.
I usually just do that after I set a beer down for like minimum 30 seconds to 40
seconds.
Yeah,
okay. I forgot about that.
You know enough to know that I do that.
I forgot. I forgot. Yeah. It's different. Usually I'm used to seeing it live.
I know. Same. Not ideal either, bro.
Nah, I hear you.
We get it.
Yeah.
It's fine. Yeah, a fucking shitload of a lot of sports, different sports are just players getting fucking COVID left, right, and center.
Mm-hmm.
Pardon the pun, but whatever.
They're fine. It's a new thing, man. It's not going anywhere.
I think that at some point everyone's gonna get it. I really do. Like, whether it's like a year from now or 2 years or a month from now, I think everyone's gonna get it at some point.
I agree.
You know,
I don't disagree with that.
Like, I know, but the reason I'm being timid is because a lot of people don't realize that you can still get the virus even though you're vaccinated and spread it.
Well, it's just the whole thing is just
because people are fucking weird.
The whole thing is just to
not put your ass in the hospital, right? That's the whole idea behind it.
Yeah,
right? Long and the short of it. So I think like everyone's gonna get the virus at some point, and just hopefully they're like either young enough to like fight it off, or the vaccine helps them out. Whatever.
Yeah.
Right.
Yo. Okay. But how does the ball stay in here? Like, how big is it?
It's pretty big.
Is it?
I'd say it's like the size of a ping pong ball, maybe a little bit smaller.
God damn! I thought it would be like
cut that can open. Science experiment live.
I'm over here like, look at this little one. Can't see that shit.
Did you? I meant to talk about this last week, but I forgot. Did you see Elon Musk get into it with the UN?
No.
No, it's fucking add it to like the 100 reasons why I like Elon Musk so much. But he fucking got into it with the UN. So this fucking numbskull at the UN, who's like the head of like the food or the fucking anti-starvation department, whatever the fuck they call themselves over at the UN.
Yeah.
He goes on CNN and he also tweets. He's like, so on CNN, he's like, if Bezos and Elon Musk just gave 2% of their
I did hear this. I did hear this.
So if they give 2% of their net worth, then we can solve world hunger, and that worked out to be $6 billion. Right, $6 billion. So Elon Musk was like, perfect, and he tweets at the guy. He's like, if you can show me how this will solve world hunger, I will cash in $6 billion worth of Tesla stocks right now and solve world hunger. And the guy's like, okay, I might have been lying. Like, what a fucking idiot. Like, we live in a world where there's people that are old enough that think that they're never going to get, like, called out for, like,
dude, that's just
shit that they fucking say.
It's all the, like, I will say it is, like, I don't want to say like
the internet exists is what I'm trying to say. Like they forgot that the internet is out there. Like,
no, dude, I think with COVID though, I think with COVID,
just say that.
Dude, it exaggerated everything. Like when, like there are no restrictions or like everything goes back to the way it used to, or close to it. So many fucking people are gonna get punched in the head because you can't just go out and say this shit. You're gonna get punched in the mouth. But like people just don't. People just don't think. Also, if that guy's like a reporter in some sense, he's doing it to get fucking views and clicks.
No, this dude is the head of the fucking.
Oh, so he's for the United fucking Nations. Idiot.
He's just a fucking idiot. So this guy, he works for the World Food Program, right? So this guy is the head of the World Food Program, David Beasley. He's the director of the World Food Program. So in theory, this guy, when he says something like, all we need is $6 billion and we can stop world hunger, people will hear that and be like, holy fuck, this guy knows what he's talking about. He's the director of the World Food Program who's in charge of people literally not starving to death.
Yeah.
Right? That's this guy's fucking up. So then fucking Elon Musk is like, perfect. Show me how it's going to work. So I'm just going to read you the exchange because it's hilarious. And I wanted to pull it up because I didn't want to paraphrase it because it's even better and then we can talk about it. So he's like, this is Elon, if the World Food Program can describe on this Twitter thread exactly how $6 billion will solve world hunger, I will sell Tesla stock right now and do it. But it must be open source accounting so the public sees precisely how the money is spent. As if like that's a controversial thing to ever say about a fucking charity that's literally in charge of starving. Like, shouldn't it always be fucking open source accounting? Shouldn't we always see how much fucking money people are getting and how much money is actually going to fucking starving people throughout the world? You know, like as if like that's the biggest no-brainer ever. So I'm just gonna keep reading this because there's like a lot of good facts in here. So in 2020, the World Food Program received $8.4 billion in donations.
So more than what they already asked for.
More than what they're already asking for. This was last year. Which it says was 5.3 billion short of its requirements in order to stop world hunger. So Beasley responded to Musk on Twitter saying, instead of tweets, allow me to show you we can meet anywhere, Earth or space, but I suggest in the field where you can see World Food Programs, people, processes, and yes, technology at work. I will bring the plan and open books. Like, dude, you just said the fucking world hunger would be solved if they gave it. And then you just said, not really.
Yeah, I remember hearing that. And it's like,
8.4. I didn't know that they received $8 billion. And this guy's asking for another 6.
Yo, but that other 6, they need it, man. That's the missing puzzle.
This is the part I skipped out, which is where he's like, sorry, did I say 6 billion? I meant I was fucking lying through my fucking teeth.
That was just to pay his salary.
Yeah, he said he wrote that 6 billion will not solve world hunger, but it will prevent geopolitical instability, mass migration, and save 42 million people on the brink of starvation, an unprecedented crisis and a perfect storm due to COVID/conflict/climate crises, several climate crises occurring at the same time.
Crisis I like that one.
And then fucking Elon responded to that because this is where I got out of order. Elon responded to that saying, please publish your and proposed spending in detail so people can see exactly where the money goes. Sunlight is a wonderful thing. And then that's what he said. Instead of tweets, allow me to show you. We can meet on Earth or space. So, maybe.
So let's not show the public. Yeah. Maybe let's just end the thread.
We don't need to. Yeah. Why did I go
I'm going to hit unfollow
national media and say this and then get called out for it? It was like, fuck, why did I say this? My stupid fucking mouth.
I love Elon Musk. I dislike him for some of the shit he does, but I think like his social media presence is fucking hilarious. So like, I don't know if you've ever looked at F1, like Formula One's like Twitter. That shit is fucking hilarious.
Really?
Yeah.
It kind of surprising. I like
they just
watch like a worth of all. They fuck
sometimes yeah, like just to like take a peek in there every once in a while. Like some of the shit they do, they just make fun of people, like and like their own people. Like they make fun of their own drivers. They post stupid memes about their drivers or like events or whatever it is. Also, if you haven't watched the Formula One Netflix documentary series thing,
oh, it's so good.
It's so good. The
It's
drivers are
really good.
fucking hilarious.
They're like it's a good cast of characters. Like it's a
Yeah.
my father-in-law is big into Formula One. Like I don't think people in North
Really?
America like really yeah, but what I was gonna say is it's not big in North America, but worldwide,
Yeah. It's
Formula One's
huge.
like one of the biggest things fucking going, man.
Yeah.
Like it's huge in Asia, Europe, like which is really the
Yeah.
world.
Europe's
Like
fucking
so
gigantic.
yeah, just people in Asia, like fucking 2/3 of the people are there. And they're all like, Formula One, fuck yeah, let's do this.
Yeah.
Uh, a buddy, a friend guy I work with, um, he really likes Formula One, and like he likes watching all racing NASCAR. If it's an engine, he's watching
Sure.
it. He was telling me that the simulator for the Formula One drivers is $1 million a piece. Just a simulator that they practice in. Like it's that fucking in tune. It's that perfect.
Yeah, it's crazy.
$1 million a piece. Like these cars are like a couple hundred million. It's wild the money that's in it.
It's insane. You watch shit and like dude'll get like scuffed and it'll like knock off like literally it'll like shave off the corner of like the wing or something. And like there goes our weekend.
Yeah,
Bring it back.
race over.
There goes 100 million. Fucked, man.
Yeah, it's not just like the damage to the car; it's the cost and points, and then sponsorships, and it's such a
Cost in
like.
just going
But
to
it's
the event and not walking away with like points to get you to
yeah,
the champ, like the bigger championships. Never mind getting like a podium finish. It's
substantial money
dude.
wise.
That is one
Pretty fucking
sport.
funny.
Like, not saying that like hockey, NHL, like hockey, NHL, like hockey, football, any of these other soccer, that there's not a shit ton of money that gets pumped into these kids at a young age to become the all stars that they are. Like Formula One to get there, that is fucking something else.
Yeah, it's like on par with like equestrian. Like I jump horses. Like you have to. It's like a rich man's game. You gotta
Yeah,
like you gotta have the money to afford to like spend frivolously on a fucking animal or an engine.
it's crazy, man. I
And because
forget
it's one
what.
of those things where like even like mediocre skill, like for example, like Daniel Ricciardo was winning championships and winning races with Red Bull in their car. He just went over to Renault, I believe, a couple years
Okay,
ago. Was it Renault we went to?
I don't know. I don't follow
Um,
it closely.
I forget who we went to. Forgive me. It's one of the other big ones. And now he's like consistently like middle of the pack and like points wise too. Where like before, like him and Verstappen were like challenging for championships for overall points and stuff. He switched out because he wanted to be the main guy. Fucking fair enough, and I'm sure it was a ton of fucking money for him. So you do you, but the car does not perform the same way as the Red Bull car, and they
Yeah.
sit like fifth, sixth, seventh in fucking championship points. And he's a fucking phenomenal driver. Put him in a Red Bull seat or a Mercedes, and he could be winning every week too.
Yep.
The driver does matter, like that. Like I'm
Oh,
not trying to
100%. 100%. But when there's
but the car also matters
how
a fucking ton as
dude,
well.
but how
Car is
many
equally as
guys
important.
how many guys are actually racing in a like on a Sunday? Like those are
20 in
yeah,
a
those are your
weekend.
top
Yeah.
20 drivers. You're going to tell me the guy that finishes 20th if they
Is way
literally
worse, is like substantially worse
yeah,
than the number one? No way.
no. Dude, he
They're all
wouldn't
they're
be
all there
there.
competing.
Yeah,
No,
they're there
exactly.
for a reason.
Yeah, it's a
Because
good
they're the
point.
best
Yeah.
drivers in the world.
Yeah.
Yeah. The I remember hearing one story. I can't remember the driver. But his dad worked 3 jobs and traveled every weekend, taking him to different like go-karting events. And then once it like stepped up, and his dad's like reasoning to do it is he saw the talent and he's like, I spend the money now, I'll get it back later, pretty much. And he
Fuck,
like spent money on like building the car,
pretty
getting
cool.
parts for the fucking car, traveling. Dude, he worked 3 fucking jobs, and now his kid's making hundreds of millions of dollars a year.
say who it was? Which driver?
No,
Do you
I can't
remember?
remember off the top of my head. I feel like it's a lot of a fair amount of them. Even the guys that are in like
Yeah.
Formula 2 or whatever it is, or like the
Yeah, they're like
IndyCar.
they're still so yeah, the lower divisions, like,
Yeah,
they're
it's
still the best fucking drivers on the planet.
yeah,
It's pretty remarkable. That
yeah.
is, like the speeds that they fucking do, man, is insane. Like, they're
It's
flying
nuts.
into a fucking hairpin corner, doing, like, 80 kilometer,
It's too fast.
and then, like, then dropped, and before they're even out of the corner, they're back up 180.
Yep.
Just the corner, like, minimum. Like,
Yep.
what in the fuck?
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's
Oh,
phenomenal.
hang on. Audrey got called into work. Give me 2
Yeah, no,
seconds.
that's perfect. That could not have been a more well-timed fucking break
Did
because
you have to piss?
I was busting for a piss, and I was gonna, like, as soon as we were done, I was gonna be like, "Hang on a second."
Yeah, no, Audrey just
That worked out
fucking
excellent.
came over. She's like, "Oh, work called me in because they put her on call." And like, I think this is the first time
It's 8 o'clock at night.
ever. Yeah, but her shift would have started at 7:30. She's on nights.
So was she supposed to be off today?
No, so she was scheduled,
No.
and they put on call, and then she went.
I'm confused how that works. Scheduled, but not scheduled, like, you're just
So
scheduled to be on call?
So so she was scheduled to work tonight, but the ICU was like obviously not very busy, and so they're like, "Oh, like anybody want to take on call?" So Audrey's like, "Yeah, I'll take it." So that she got put on call, and then
They still called her in.
they called her in at fucking 8 o'clock.
Jesus
And
Christ.
but to be fair, that's like the first time they've ever called her after putting her on call to come in.
Mhm.
So can't really complain. She's been in the ICU for 3 years now.
She's fucking seen a lifetime's worth of shit in the last 20 months working on that place,
Holy
man.
fuck.
I remember her going through the, like, extra schooling stuff to do that. There's no way any of us pictured this is what fucking that job was going to be. There's no way.
No.
I don't think she would have signed up. I don't wanna speak
No.
for her.
No,
She's a fucking
definitely
great
not.
person, but I can't
Definitely
imagine,
not.
like, anyone would have signed up for this shit.
Definitely not. But I think that's also a fault in like the schooling and everything for it. Like fucking crises should be covered and be like, look, let's look back at
Here's the
SARS.
reality.
This is what
Yeah.
happened during SARS. None of that shit got like mentioned or brought up at all. And then this shit fucking happened.
Yeah. Like, at least have one slide in one presentation about all
Maybe
of the
2.
college experience.
Maybe
and be
2.
like, hey, heads up, like, as a nurse in the ICU, like, we could enter times where there's epidemics or even a pandemic, hopefully in a very rare circumstance, but you're going to experience these sort of pressures to do
Yeah.
that, and then fucking bang.
Yeah, and it's gonna be this fucking crazy, and yeah, I think that's I would say that's more of a fault to the schooling because that should be covered.
Yeah, and it's like twofold. So, like, the schooling should, like, give you a slight heads up, and then also it exposes, like, we've spoken about this, but our healthcare system's so terrible that, like, there's
Yeah.
we have a population in this province, 14.5 million people, and there's 150 in the ICUs throughout the entire province. Like, compared to population, that's a tiny, like, minuscule number,
Yeah,
and our healthcare system is overrun. It's fucking it's insane. Like, 150 people and we're
yeah.
overrun? There's what happens if fucking something bad actually happens? There's 14 fucking million people in this thing. Like, that's nothing, dude. Seriously, you know what I mean? Like,
No,
it's nothing. It's not a COVID
I hear
conversation.
you.
It's just like, what the fuck? Are
Yeah,
we kidding?
yeah. It's
I love when they say that. They're like, "Oh, our hospital system is overrun." It's like, how many people are in it? Oh, there's 13 people in the entire hospital system throughout the entire province. It's overrun.
yeah.
You guys fucked up we fucked up somewhere bad somewhere.
Well,
We have
to
not
go
been
off
able to
of
figure this shit.
how bad it is like there was a couple of months where they were getting patients from Manitoba, And then just recently, they were getting patients from Saskatchewan because they were overrun. And it's like, how many?
Yeah, and because they probably each had like 12 people in their ICU.
Yeah, and it's like, oh, we
Like,
don't
that's
know
it.
what to do with
You
fucking
couldn't possibly
15,
take a
take
13.
3. Like, yeah.
And again, those with of people. Like the fact that our fucking like I know everyone shits on the states because of their numbers and their deaths and stuff. But the one thing that never happened in the United States is their hospitals were never overrun. There's always talk of it, but it never actually happened
No, but
based on how their healthcare system's set up.
yeah. Also, you pay for everything down there when it comes to healthcare.
You do and you don't.
Sure.
You do and you don't. It
You pay a
depends on
lot
like a
more
couple
than
of
you do
factors.
up here.
You don't actually.
Really? For your regular
factor it out.
average dude.
How we pay for it. Yeah, well, I can explain it. Like it's easy. It's not hard.
Okay.
Like
Okay.
I've listened to a lot of smarter people than me explain this. So
Educate me.
we have I will. I look forward.
Yo, there's such a fucking delay.
All right, just give it a second to catch up. I didn't think there was one on your end. Was it like for me?
I think there is I think it's like a second or two delay in the audio.
Okay.
At least.
Sorry.
That or your brain is way slow.
Well, let's knock that out because that's always a possibility. But anyway, if you actually factor out, so if you have insurance in the States, and this is a caveat, and then people are going to be like, well, you show up in the state without insurance, like you can get a bill for like a couple $100,000 or 60 grand because you broke your leg. That's 100% true. No question. But that also applies in Canada. It's just we don't know that, right? So, like, if you don't have health coverage in the particular province that you live in, you have to pay out of pocket, and you will see bills like that. Although it's extremely rare, and there's like more cover like that as far as cover offs go, and how it's easier to get system. That shit still happens. Same thing if someone from out of country, Canada, with private health insurance, like travelers insurance, which everyone is told to get no matter where they go.
Yeah,
because whether that country has free, and I put that in quotations, or not, you will have to when you're in that country. So in Canada, we pay our health care, or like you go to the doctor, you go to the dentist. Dentist is a little bit different, but you go to the hospital and you don't get a bill when you leave, right? So someone $1,000 deliver a baby. That's here. That's in the States. It's like the cost of delivering a baby, like when you factor in all the equipment and all that shit. But when you leave hospital in Canada, you don't see that bill. But where you pay for that is in taxes. So like hidden costs of things. So the price of gas, like there's a certain percentage of gas tax that goes towards healthcare, income taxes, all these things. So these are things that I'm going to use the word forced, but it's not like a political stance, but I'm using that. I'm just a statement. You're forced to pay for healthcare, and it's a lot of money. So if you actually work out the amount of money, I think like if you make $1,000 and you spend that money, 50% of that money goes towards healthcare living in Ontario.
Okay.
So like that's like income tax. That's money that you pay it like in HST. That's gas tax. All these things, and we're like, oh, it's free. It's not free. We're paying for it in taxes.
Yeah,
and if you work it
you're
out,
just not getting that bill at, like when you leave. It's just like you did pay for it over the last fucking 3 years.
And you continue to pay for it, and you never have an option to not pay for it. You'll never get a discount on your premiums either, right?
Yeah.
So there's that too. So I asked my sister, because she lives in California, which is one of the most expensive states to live in as well. I just want to put that, like, it's on par with Canada. Like, we think we pay a lot of taxes here. People in California, like, we pay way too much. They pay a fraction of what we pay. Like, and they're one of the highest tax states.
Yeah.
And
that's why everybody fucking, I know a lot of
everyone bails out.
Yeah, I know a lot of like gaming organizations that left California because they could go down to Texas or Florida and pay like nothing.
Yeah, basically what it comes down to is Because taxes are inevitability. Like I personally don't have a problem paying taxes, provided um, I know that I'm getting something for them. So my frustration is always with government and shit like that because I'm annoyed all the time because we pay a lot of money in taxes and things that we don't have a choice to pay for, and we
Right.
get nothing back in return as far as goods and services. Our roads are shit, education shit, fucking healthcare system shit. Like go down the list of things within Canada, a lot of them are fucking broken and need to be fixed, and we have to pay for them through a lot of money in taxes. Like the average Ontarian pays like 56% of their money in taxes in some form or another. Like that's fucking
That's
crazy. Like that's
yeah,
not just
that's
things.
insane.
It's insane, right? So like at the end of the day, your income, you're only taking home half, and then that's just what that half is left over is what you pay your mortgage, your groceries, all these things, right? So I asked my sister who lives in California how much she pays in insurance, private health insurance, which would give her basically the same luxury of being in Canada. So that was like, um, now in Canada, I just want to make this point, was often tied to your benefits and through, which is private insurance, which people, it's just like you go and you don't realize it. I care is very similar to that. Like those things you pay out of pocket in Canada qualify for certain things, but so I'm like, how much do you pay in health insurance? Like, if you needed to go to the hospital, and you don't have to pay anything. She paid $2 a month for her and her life, which on paper sounds like a lot of money, right? It's like $800 a month in fucking health insurance. Holy fuck! But then again, when you work out money, so they're saving so much money in taxes that they don't have to pay to help pay for the healthcare system, which they're optional to take part in.
Yeah.
We pay a substantial amount of more money than that per month, probably per person more than like per family. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Did I do a decent job of explaining that, or was it
Yeah,
fucking?
no, definitely. Definitely. And I figured that was the
But
case
it's
though.
all it's
Like,
hidden costs. Yeah,
yeah, like again, hidden costs like for us, like yeah, our fucking taxes are insane, man.
yeah.
Like
And
literally
again,
you
like
walk away
so
with
now we
half
have,
of what you make.
yeah, and that's like best case scenario,
Yeah.
right? So again, like you have no choice but to pay for a healthcare system that you can't even get healthcare for, right? Whereas like if you had a private system, and it's not me advocating for a private system, like my personal solution would be like some sort of hybrid between the two, right? I think that like that would be the best model as opposed to like one or the other because I think they both are like flawed in their own weird ways.
Yeah, they both have their advantages or disadvantages.
Exactly. I think there's more disadvantages to our system, but like that's like a much bigger conversation.
Yeah.
Um, uh, but the thing is with here is that you don't have an option to pay. So in the States, again, like if your insurance premiums are high, there's competition out there for like 3 or 4 different healthcare providers, and you can shop your premiums the same way you would shop like car insurance here or home insurance. Like fucking State Farm's ripping me off. I'm gonna go over to um
Yeah.
Intact Insurance. They're giving me a better on my car insurance. You can do that in the States. But here you have no choice but to pay for the system, and you can't even get healthcare, especially because COVID has crippled the system, right? Like we have 150 people in the ICUs of a population of almost 15 million people, and our healthcare system's completely shut down. No one can get any sort of basic care, but you have to pay for it. Like, tell me how that's fucking fair or better. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
that seems fucking substantially worse than fucking places. I don't know. Maybe I'm being dramatic, but it's very frustrating to me. Any opportunity to rag on any sort of government, I'm your man.
Oh shit. Yeah, no, that's crazy. Shall we shall we
Yeah,
get into some
let's
Chris
do it.
predicts? Yeah?
Yeah,
Chris predicts.
yeah.
Dun, 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 dun.
Wizard. That's the one.
I think I like that one better than wizard shit.
Yeah, yeah. That's
Just
the
a
one.
slight delay. Wizard.
Yeah, this week's Chris predicts is mostly catching up. I had 2 podcasts full of predictions that we hadn't caught up between NFL Sunday and EPL games. So I'm gonna get into those, and I'm gonna warn you guys, it's not very pretty.
Oh, fuck.
It's not great. NFL Week 8. This is just Sunday games. I went 7 for 13, which is barely a pass by my math.
Yep.
Barely a
It's like
pass.
55%.
Yeah, it's not good. So week 9 in the NFL, I went 5 for 12, which by my math is definitely not a pass. Don't think. Pretty sure. I'm pretty sure 6 has to be a pass. If anyone thinks I'm retarded for not knowing this, I'm just fucking around. But it's not good. I know that. The EPL scores for those 2 weeks equally not as good.
Oh,
So I
fuck.
did EPL week 10, 4 for 10. So yikes. And EPL week 11, I went 5 for 10. There was a lot of
Slightly
ties in
better.
that one. Yeah, slightly better. 50%. Finally did it. Finally cracked the threshold. There was a lot of ties in that one. It fucking matters. The soccer betting, I mean, I don't know shit about NFL at all. Like,
Yeah.
I know the teams and where they play in city wise. I don't know who's bad. Like, I kind of have a gist from like, I think there's like 2 good teams that I know of, the Cardinals and Packers, but I don't know if that's true. I think
Cowboys.
Cowboys because CJ's dick riding, but um, EPL the bookies have the third. But what I did do, CJ, what I did do is I've been doing a lot of like parlay betting. So like I'll just pick like 3 games per weekend or like 3 Champions League games.
Yep.
Pick the they're usually like 18 to 1 odds. I hit the last 2 out of 3 or 3 out of 4. Sorry.
Ooh.
Yeah. So like I did a
Oh, so
Champions
we get
League
our
one
money
with
back.
Liverpool. Yeah, I won like $35 one week, and then I
Holy
bet all of
shit.
that, and then I bet all of that money on Rosie Amagunas to win at 2 to 1. So I'm doing well as far as betting goes, but like my overall predictions not great. But
Not
also
great.
like this little like fucking around like a dollar bet to like parlay 3 4 games at a time is much more manageable as far as like betting goes, right? Like
I think
obviously like if I was to
now,
key in on like 4 games a weekend, I bet you my percentage would be a lot higher. But because we're just like running through like especially in the EPL, 10 games in a weekend. You got ties, you got all this shit. Like in those 4 games, I bet you I could be like, these people are going to tie. These are the 3 winners, and I'd be pretty fucking close. You know what I mean?
mhm.
So those are a little bit easier to hit, but
Are
I'm hoping to get back to a fucking better percentage. I'll be honest. I'm embarrassed by these. I'm not proud of them. I'm certainly not trying to fucking justify them,
are
but they are what they are.
is it are you able to go through like when we record the podcast be like I'm going to parlay these games?
I could start doing more parlays as opposed to like just overall like predictions. You know what I mean? So like what we
Let's
could
talk
look to
about it
do.
like going forward,
Yeah,
but
we can talk about that like
cuz
for next week because like
yeah, I
something more
wonder
like it could be more entertaining for me to like pick like 3 key in on 3 NHL games, 3 EPL games, 3 NFL games,
yeah.
and like parlay or something like that.
And
You
then
know what I mean?
if you or if we want to do like an individual game, we're going to bet on this one. Then we go that route. Like cuz with football, it's fucking 13 games we have to run through.
Yeah, it's
Like it's
difficult, and I didn't
fucked.
do NFL this week. Yeah, I just did
It's
I just did EPL this week for like real
yeah.
predictions, and that's 10, and that's a lot. And like I was
Yeah.
doing pretty well, like upcoming Champions League games and stuff like that. Like that shit, I might like focus more on. Like okay, Champions League this week. Also, like Champions League knockouts coming up pretty soon, so that'll be like a little bit more fun because it's like 2 games. Now we're getting down like 16 teams, so a little bit
Yeah.
like the group stages
I
out of the
think
way.
maybe that's
It's like
something we start doing more is
yeah,
like just a parlay for all these other sports rather than
yes, yeah. Yeah, like I'll like
rather
that. I think so too, and I've been thinking that too. Just like I've been having more success, just like because like I have a pretty good feeling on like 3 to 4 games, like any weekend.
yeah.
You know, like off the top of my head, like even if I predict it wrong on Chris predicts, like I also like do betting on this, like just me fucking around with like a dollar. and I do pretty good doing that. Like I bet like here or there, like, oh, someone's gonna do this, even if it contradicts my fucking predictions in the week. So I can I should start looking at more like couple parlays, 3 NHL games, because they're playing fucking every single night, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
But for me, like betting on the NHL is like betting on football. Like I don't know how anybody else is doing. You know,
Fuck. Yeah, good luck.
I'm
I
familiar
think
with the leagues.
NHL is a
So
lot harder than football.
yeah, but in NHL is tough in the sense that they also offer the draw option. So like in a perfect world as betting odds, you really only have a 33% chance of getting your bet right.
Yeah.
And that's like
Well,
if both teams are created equal. Because if they tie, like overtime wins, you bet the team that wins, it doesn't matter. It gets
yeah,
washed
that
out in
doesn't
overtime.
count.
And
Yeah.
that's been killing me in the fucking soccer is like I haven't necessarily like these I haven't been picking teams that are losing these games. It's just a lot of draws.
Yeah.
So whatever. Fuck it. No more excuses. Shut the fuck up, Chris. Fine. Speaking of draws, Leicester is playing Chelsea this weekend. And I think Leicester is going to draw them at home. There's prediction number 1. Number 2 is Palace away to Burnley. They are going to win. United away to Watford. They are also, and Southampton away to Norwich is going to win. I have another bold draw prediction, which I'm sure will be firmly denied because Manchester City is a far better team than the team playing, and they're at home. So this is probably a really dumb prediction. But if it comes right, I will be very excited to tell you. And if it comes wrong, I will not say a word about it. But Manchester and Everton are going to tie this weekend in Manchester. The next game is Newcastle and Brentford. They will also tie. Aston Villa's at home to Brighton, although they have had a decent start. Aston Villa just got a brand new manager in Steven Gerrard. My favorite player in the history of soccer ever is now Aston Villa's new manager, and they're going to get the new manager bump because they're not a bad team. So they're going to win that game at home. Wolves are going to lose to West Ham. Liverpool are going to beat Arsenal. It's a big game of the weekend. And Spurs at home to Leeds, and they will win with their new manager as well. So I think I'm going to go 64.8% this week. Even though it's impossible, but I think I can make it happen.
Too funny.
I should start giving myself a half point for draw.
Nah, you can't do that. Fuck that.
No, it's cheating.
You can't fucking cheat yourself, man.
No.
You gotta stay true.
There's your the other update was the UFC last weekend. I went 4 for 5. The only fight I got wrong was I did say that I was betting Colby Covington, but that was just but I also stated many times that Kamaru Usman's going to win, but the odds were not worth it to bet. So I went 4 for 5 in the UFC, and obviously Canelo beat Plant.
Yeah, I should have told you to take fucking a knockout for that Canelo fight.
What round did it end in? I can watch it at all? Able to find it?
Didn't watch the full fight. I watched like a highlight of the actual round. He fucking knocked him down.
Did he drop him?
Wasn't like a. I can remember. I could be completely wrong. Again, like then the UFC. We watched the UFC and it was a fantastic card. It's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
A lot of fun. And I got home the next day. I'm like, I kind of want to see who won, and I just quick YouTube found a highlight. I think he just went down, and the ref had either seen enough or he just didn't get up at the count. It wasn't like a fucking a sleeper
knockout or anything.
Yeah.
No.
But
the traditional boxing knock.
There was a clip, and it's got like the captions on the bottom of like what they're saying to each other. And Plant was talking to Canelo like, "I'm pretty good, eh?" And he's like, "Yeah, sure." He's like, "You think I'm good?" And he's like, "Come on, like let's fucking fight already." And then he's like, "You're pretty good, eh?" He goes, "I know." And then I think he dropped him like right after that. It's like, man, it's like, man, like what? Yeah.
Like I had obviously sustained some head trauma. Just that.
I would think so.
That fucking conversation.
Did
Back
you watch
in UFC? That was like the fucking Michael Chandler was hospital. Gee, like another fucking zombie beating. Like, that was fucking
great fight
to watch.
Great fight.
Yeah, like entertaining, but like Chandler too tough for good. You know what I mean?
Yep.
That was brutal.
I think it was
what a good fight.
I think it was the Ortega fight like a few weeks back. And Dana White, like after, it was either in between rounds 4 and 5 or just after round 5 ended, Dana came into the ring and was like, as soon as the winner gets announced, there's an ambulance outside and he better be in it. And they were taking him straight to the fucking hospital.
Jesus Christ. Like he took that bad at beating.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah.
These guys are tough, crazy. Man. It's fucking
tough. Too tough for their own good.
Yeah,
it is their job though.
Crazy to watch.
This is their job.
It is 100%. And
like it's their job to be this tough.
Yeah, and they excel at it.
Yeah,
do a fantastic job.
Yeah. Oh shit! All right, man. Let's fucking wrap this shit up.
That's it.
mail.2seasonapod@gmail.com. 2seasonapod, Facebook, YouTube, and like always, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you guys next week. We're out. Deuces.
See you later. Thank you.